Wow. You told me Miata that no to be starting with us for next season at the decline there that it's listening like the most unexpected thing I would receive. I thought we genuinely had something good going on, but I just that is not the case. So we gotta find someone to replace Miata. I said, so here we are in the contract talk. So Miata, we're not gonna offer him a contract. He don't know. So while we're on Earth, I give him a second chance. That's not gonna happen. The replacement, it's not slow. It's going to be Russell. George Russell. Come on. Hop on board with a give you 81% chance, 33.3 million, with 3.2 million signing bonus. Russell, please say yes. Realistically, my hero behind Lewis Hamilton. Alright, so Russell, come on. Like, we just completed chatting vaccination with those three, and now we've got fuel tank petitioning. That is the new update. So when that comes in, we have to put another vaccination on that, get that in for next season. So I'm gonna quickly check the top tab situation real quick. Oh, perfect, nice. Okay, so the top tab is 129. 129, I think that is exactly what it is. The $129 million, $6 million off the budget, the limit of the clock tab. Now, we're gonna have to stay there. We're not gonna buy anything more. We're not gonna go in and do more research. But if we do that, we have to pay for development and or imagination, depending what I go for. And no more upgrades to facilities until next season. That is now being stopped. We got a photo to get the season done without spending a single penny of my money. That's not gonna happen.
It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Here we are, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. I can't wait to get underway. One of my favourite track of all time. It's going to be exciting to get ready to go later. Of course, we've done the sprint like which is done and dusted, and we're getting ready to do our qualifying. And unfortunate thing about this track, our car for some reason those teams slow we start, and the bottom state is Hulkenberg, Dumont, Torford, Lawton, Bortonato, and Hatter, much slower in P12. But now we've begun our 2-2 third run with the sprint that became 12 and we up became 30. Not a good result for the sprint. At the moment, yeah!
Accepted that contract and signed on the dotted line.
Come on!
And make sure we
Listen to it. The contract is accepted by George Russell. We are going to sign a multiple race winner, the British driver, took live for Britain Motorsport alongside one of its further good friend, Alex Albon. It's going to be an exciting one of tour. The qualifying the third run ran a bit of an effort. We had to lock up just where slow it is right now. But we managed to come up P12, not P13, and in our second run we have improved over 5 tenths. But if that will put us into top 10, we're waiting for the iron start at the top 10 or not. It P12 slow did not get a qualifying, and Miata, more done to you, have made it low into 2 right now. We've got to wait and see what it really looks like. We are heading over to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Antonelli, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Norris, Piastri, Miata, Ocon, and Max Verstappen, Stroll, Behrman, Fernando Alonso, and Colapinto, Aaron, Bortoletto, Liam Lawson, and Jack Crawford, Doohan, Albon, Hulkenberg, and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. Interlagos, always one of my favourite weekends of the season. Love Brazil, adore this track.
Absolutely spot on, Crofty. I wish you could pick this circuit up and place it, copy-pasted on multiple different locations around the planet, because it is sensational to watch, sensational to drive. And for all these drivers here in Brazil, it's a great time to get stuck into this Interlagos circuit. It's an anti-clockwise track, lots of important corners to get right, and it's a track where you can make or lose an awful lot of lap time.
But now we're getting ready to connect onto the long plane. Of course, we need that one plate down to Alex Albon, who received a penalty from P12 up to P11 now for slow, which is good. But I know there was no lap time for long, no, but it's a penalty, but that penalty was actually from the spread. So I don't know why that hasn't done anything to me, but it doesn't matter anyway. But we now started a formation lap. The intention is just getting P10 or P9, but if you look back to Coda, the American long plane, we were only be able to achieve P0 that literally our maximum result. So I can imagine that it's still the same thing here, where if we can beat Max Verstappen, that'd be amazing. But Max Verstappen, who just won back-to-back round plan, he's not going to stay down there for long, but we now have lined up to the line. Our intention is to get ourselves into top 10, P10, P9, doesn't matter, we're still in the point, and that is what I want to have, as we are now starting the grid with the light are getting ready to go out, and it's now 5 red light. It's underway for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix with Charles Leclerc, the man who's on the pole position, had a fantastic start, and Carlos started next to Timmy at the other, and Carlos started to get himself back, yes he does. Sire is the head at the end down in P3, and we got Gasly in P4 with Lando Norris in P5, and of course I need to also remind you the Construction Championship can be decided here in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix as they stand. Mercedes will be the world champion, but if both Ferrari get in the podium, it will be fun, and we actually got slow gone wild, which allowed Matt overtaken Lance Slow, and he actually tried to attempt an overtake on the inside. Didn't pay off, he did do it again, as they come up to the next corner, he tried, but his ball is not denied it. But we're still in P10, where Ocon with P9 up to P12, the bad star for Esteban Ocon. Miata just star stayed in P8, but let's go back and talk about Mercedes, because Ferrari of course need double podium, but one of these Ferrari need to win to prevent Charles Leclerc from actually winning. So that will give Mercedes what they need, and we got Gasly battling with at the other, and Gasly is now on the podium, but it's not enough. They need to overtake Charles Leclerc and bring him down lower, and we've got Miata to try to make the move on Lando. Piastri, sorry, and Max Verstappen is sending inside a double overtake. Wow, what a worthy move for Max Verstappen, overtaking Miata and Piastri, and he's taking advantage with Piastri boxing out on Miata. Now they take off for Newton to Nona. What a move from Max Verstappen. Did you see that, Tommy? I mean, we all should see that, Tommy, and we got Colapinto, who's a P11, holding back Ocon, and of course, our main rival, tactically, it's the Martin, but that's the only reason behind that is because Ocon had a race win that managed to propel them up closing on to the Britain Motorsport, but that race win they had was back in Canada, and it's not been sure that a lot of points in the next couple of races would start, and we got slow, sending inside at Miata had unlocked up and slower, had made it lead up into P9, and I think the tension will be loosened between these two, as we know they are leaving Britain Motorsport together, so they are battling each other, trying to prove one another that they deserve to stay into Formula 1. I've mentioned the two teams that I know that are available to start Miata or slower, that is Aston Martin and Williams, but then the other team, I have no idea. So that's something we are waiting to see what could the contract and the market will be like as we head into 2027. But what I'm happy about, we've got George Russell on the team, multiple race winner, alongside Albon, one of the best midfield driver. I can't wait to see what the Demo can do, but let's pay attention to Carlos as it now making a move on Charles Leclerc around the outside to turn 1, now in turn 2, can Carlos get you to overtake Charles Leclerc is side by side now. Who did I get the other? No one got the other. It's that racing until the next corner. Carlos side on the outside, Charles Leclerc on the inside. Carlos made the move around the outside, he got it done. Carlos, well done for that overtake, and we know that man is on a mission because he knows how much at risk of losing the Construction Championship for the Ferrari this season. This is basically the only closest the opportunity they have to try and secure the Construction Championship, and we have to got slower, just had a lot up, made a mistake, missed a lot bit of a time to Piastri, and for some reason Piastri is losing this ridiculous amount of time, is stuck behind to Max Verstappen. Just like what happened in Coda in the last episode, he was struggling for ages. He was actually really right now, so it's a bit of a weird one with what's going on with the Piastri. Is it the engine issue or is it him? And we got Miata now making a move on to slow. We didn't attempt any defending, we want to play a long game, and that is swapping position with the DR, so that way we can try and chase down the Piastri. But the unfortunate thing is, those top 8 are in one of the most incredible pace. They are just so quick that we can't complete against them, and we got slow now making the move of Miata. He gone deep, slow, one deep, and Miata have put himself back ahead of Lance Slow that start. For Slow made a mistake like that, and Miata of course being calm and connected with the others, and more. He obviously on multiple podium racer this season. He got 3 podium, which is incredible, but it wasn't something that he was motivated to start on for another year. For some reason we gave him a pretty good chance to stay with us. I know the contract is quite not a lot, but it was more offered, so I don't know why I didn't commit to it, and we got land. Another speaker of committing, who made it inside line, and he overtaken at the NA. Wow, what a move from Lando Norris. He definitely makes himself riled up for the Ferrari, because as it stands, the gap will be shortened, basically approximately about 5 to 10 points to play for in the construction, even though the point difference is over 50 points. But because where the petition is, that will slant down to approximately 40 to 35 points, which is quite favourable for Ferrari, because if they can achieve another double podium and one of these Mercedes are out of points that to be given to the Ferrari for the Construction Championship, that would be something that they would love to have. But though Star Timmy Attielli, he's been a fantastic driver, and of course Charles Leclerc is still being competitive, because if he gets a win right now and Attielli is staying well, yeah, we can say bye-bye to Ferrari team for the Construction Championship. So there's a lot of at stake for Ferrari. 13 Mercedes is it's going to be quite exciting to see how it's going to unravel, but Lando still holding back at the LA with John Newton to Nona and Matt Verstappen is 6th and 7th, so they are not exactly on the par of their pace, and at the LA on the outside of Lando Norris just close on to Leah, and he now tries to get the move forward. He doesn't do it, he backs down, but he will get the DR, and so I can imagine he will get the move done onto Lando Norris. Trying to get it done, he's on the inside, he's now making a move, and we can see Newton Tanona try to find something, but at the alley, it now will overtaken Lando Norris. So well done for that move from at the alley, but Lando cannot lose any time against the LA, or otherwise he will be the one to blame by Ferrari fan for not helping Ferrari in the championship. But it won't matter anyway, because that's not their problem, is it? It not really is. But we can see the motorsport are putting the pressure onto Lando Norris. I can imagine he now feeling that pressure from 2 cars behind, but I can only think what had happened to McLaren this season, because they were competitive last season, specifically in Lando, but this season it's just not working. I don't know what's happening, and we've got Newton Tanona right up on the back end, and there was a lot of, I think it was Lando that had locked up, or it might be Newton Tanona, but either of them, they have lost a bit of a time, but Lando Norris needs to try and get at the alley. The Newton Tanona obviously would love to finish ahead of Lando Norris, but we're now into lap 12, and we can see Gasly lurking in the back now. It's on the inside line of Charles Leclerc trying to get the move done. That would be a massive one for Ferrari, and Leclerc is trying to find something with keep himself ahead, but now got the DR trying to get the move done on Gasly, but Gasly got the DR of Toro, so thankful for Toro helping Gasly. Now 1-2 Ferrari, they start doing what they needed, but the gap will be slanting just about 30 odd points, I think. I'm not very good at math in my head, but that's what I think it should be like, and that would be very big help when they go into Abu Dhabi. So let's see what might happen, and I'm still got Lando, UT and Matt Verstappen are closing on to Timmy at the other. So I didn't wait to see what might happen, but unfortunately in lap 12, Stroll has been losing time to Miata, and it's just not having a shooting well at the door of the shutdown penalty, and look down the bottom of MFD we've got now an amber tire. We are going to pit. We have told them to pit in this lap because there's just nothing to do. The pace is just gone for him. So they're blaming, and hopefully maybe putting a hard tire, the under tire might work again to Miata, even though it's 1.9 seconds right now. Not sure it's a pretty safe area, but they can make mistakes with Miata, or Miata might make mistakes down the line. You don't know. So hopefully, well, they'll just stop, get back out and chase after Miata and get that under tire worked out out of tour. Keep yourself ahead of both Actimars, and there's the problem with the pit crew of not putting the tire back on correctly. Speaking of the problem of like Miata might have, that just happened to Stroll. What is going on with this team? I mean, to be fair, in the last couple of races in the second part of the season, there's been absolute struggle with the team, with the pit stop, with the car, with the driver. There's just been constant issue, and I've just no idea what is going on. But we fast forward, not fast forward, it's Toro fighting Gasly in this exactly opposite sides of the track where Stroll was, and Gasly's gone through, overtaken Toro. Gasly not playing a team game. He won the victory, and I think he's telling the team principal to tell Toro defend your old friend, and I'm going to get the victory. That is what I'm thinking of Gasly in his head. And I mean, I don't blame him. He wants to be able to show why he is the main guy at the Ferrari, but I think everybody knows Toro is the main one. So, he's a very lovable at Ferrari. He's the hero. He got his first victory with Ferrari back in Silverstone years ago. So I can only imagine that Gasly wants to prove it that he is the best driver for Ferrari, and Carlos said, you know, so doing what he does best, and that is shut up the hater and get Gasly back behind him. We don't wait to see what might happen, but we now got slower, getting on to Hazard, and now he's in lap 14. As you can imagine, the time difference is absolutely chaotic. The pace of Ferrari is incredible, and we got slow on the inside of Hazard, and don't make a move. No, he doesn't. He made a mistake. Slow spun. Lance Slower has spun his car. He made his third mistake of his own today. That is not going to help him to try and achieve undercut to Miata, and now he might lose his place to Ocon and Fernando Alonso potentially. That is not good for Lance Slower. He now had to make another hard run to chase off for Hazard. Brought a laptop and also cars ahead of him, but because he made that mistake, it's likely he'll be finishing approximately P30 or P12 potentially, but we're now in lap 16, heading into lap 17, and we've got Hazard in the pit, and Slower is behind Jack Torford. It's looking to make a move inside. No, it doesn't. Slower stays behind, but a very good lunge forward on the braking, and he's actually made up a lot of the time for doing that, but very good braking and tire line too. But now Slower got the Diala, he's now going to make a move on Torford, going on the outside line now. It's allowed and made a move on Torford, but he ran deep. He made a mistake on the braking. That is not just Slow, but somehow he can still stay ahead and tried something to chase after his teammate, but unfortunately Fernando had pitted, and Ocon had held up Lando Norris and Max Verstappen, who by the way had pitted, but because he held them up, we just see Newton Tsunoda in the pit. I believe that's here. Newton Tsunoda is coming out as he goes to the main ahead of Lando Norris. If he does, that is a massive one for Newton Tsunoda as he managed to pull off over top, all because of Ocon, and looked like he did. Newton Tsunoda is ahead of Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen made a move on the inside of Lando. He got it done, yes he did. Max Verstappen is up in pieces, and Lando Norris has lost 2 places because of Ocon held him up, which allowed Newton Tsunoda to make a quick move on the overtop and remain ahead of Max Verstappen and Lando, and Max Verstappen overtaken Lando Norris. That is unfortunate for Lando for making that mistake, not dealing with that from Esteban Ocon, but we're now heading into lap 19 with Carlos holding out a very good lead over 2 seconds on a brand new tyre. It's a big one for Carlos, but we now got Newton Tsunoda. It made him a move on at the yellow, and it's Matt Verstappen. I apologise for that. I got confused for a second. It's Matt and Newton Tsunoda is side by side, and I think it's Matt Verstappen is now ahead of Newton Tsunoda. I made a mistake that was my bad. It's the motorsport, not the mistake that's not even there. Matt Verstappen is now up into P5, but we're now heading into lap 23. The fight is continuing between both Red Bull. Newton Tsunoda on the outside of Matt Verstappen. Will Matt defend it, or Newton to get the move ahead? But it seems like they're going to do the same thing as Matt did. So Newton Tsunoda, couple laps to go. With the Diala for Newton Tsunoda, he's gone through and landed to the farther space. No, he doesn't. He's been boxed it out. And Newton Tsunoda is backed up into P5, and Matt in P6 and Lando in P7. Got nothing against the D2. Lando needs the 5 space. That's what he needs to do. But with this fight between Matt and Newton, they are likely to box each other where they will stop Lando Norris 5 space to get through, and we got lap to car going on, so we got some lap to car that need to get through as well, and Pierre Jack we had to lap to one of the Alpine tried to take off for Charles Leclerc, but unfortunately Charles Leclerc at 1.2 seconds. He's running 1 second gap now, going into lap 24 again. His Carlos needs to pull away, but at the same time he needs to attack for his tyre. If he pulled off and tried to push hard, he's going to make a mistake, and that will cause Ferrari's hand to close on to Mercedes for the Construction Championship. But towards as they stand, the 2019 championship, I believe, according to my map, will be 44 points. I think that is talking about maybe more than that, maybe less than that actually, because if it's more than that, it's over. But I think it's less than that. And Max Verstappen just overtaken Newton Tanona and Lando Norris, who's in P7 slot 2 Sutton. Lando has got no pace against them two. I think they are having fun. I think they are having fun, and we've got laps to top. More have just blocked down Newton Tanona opportunity sent to the inside. I think so, but it doesn't matter. Newton Tanona is still close behind. But to be fair, Newton, he's actually showing a very, very good pace against Max Verstappen. I would have thought Matt would pull away, but that's not the case. And we're on board with Miata, who Lolly P9 with Fernando Alonso, P10, Ocon, P11 with Laura, who is now 20 seconds behind Esteban Ocon. It looks like for a second he should have done it in the P, but he didn't. Being in P12, it's just not having a good one. It's just not having a good one. Of course, with the mistake he made before with the spin, and now he's just completely forgotten how to start basically. And we've got lap 28, and Newton Tanona has just overtaken Max Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc is now 5 tenths behind Carlos Sainz. This is now Carlos Sainz time to shine with the absolute master defense of art, and down to Charles Leclerc to keep himself in the win, and Jack to keep himself in the podium and maybe try and catch Charles Leclerc. That is what Carlos Sainz might need the help from him. If Jack they think he's better than Carlos Sainz, prove it by catching Charles Leclerc and actually in 4th place. Though at the time, like with my map in my head, at this stand, it'll be approximately 44 points or less than that. So I'd like to see what might happen. And we've got Charles Leclerc clothing on to Carlos Sainz, and we've got lap to top. That might have caught the time, and maybe not. But Charles Leclerc with the DR, can he get the move done onto Carlos Sainz on the outside? No, he doesn't. He's inside to the dive in. No, he does not. He's unlocked up for Carlos Sainz. I think Charles Leclerc is playing a safe game, but he knows for the fact that if he made a mistake, the blame will go to him if they win, if Ferrari win in the Abu Dhabi, because he cannot make any incident, because if he makes a mistake, that will cost them their 10 slots, and that is for sure, and that will bring them on to 50-50 when they head to Abu Dhabi. So Charles Leclerc needs to take it easy, and that's same for Actieri, and we've got Fernando Alonso somehow caught up to Miata, made the fake right to the left on the inside, and overtaken Miata. To Miata do something about it. No, he does not, but he will get the DR, I believe, and hopefully he can bring that back to ahead of Fernando Alonso. Can he get it done? Miata on the inside. No, he doesn't. He stays back. Miata just sent it on the inside. It doesn't matter anymore. But he didn't. He might start losing time now. I don't know what happened. I mean, his pace was good in the start. Then it just fell away. I have no idea what's going on. And we got the P8 within P8, Lando, P7, Max Verstappen, 5 tenths behind to Newton Tanona. So Matt have not managed to close on to Newton Tanona and have that back and forth fighting. So I think something's going on now for Max Verstappen, but it's just not going to do anything about it. And we've got Charles Leclerc that actually got really close to Carlos Sainz. Didn't make any move whatsoever, but we're back into lap 29, going to lap 30 for Miata. It now got Ocon, it made a move on the right side, on the outside, cleared Miata. I think there's the problem with the timing Miata's car. We'd have to find out when we check the component of his car. I think he's dealing with an issue potentially. No, not done, but he's now out the point at 11 and 12 for Brittany Motorsport, and we got the Alpine just blocked off Max Verstappen. The Alpine just slowed up Max Verstappen. It now lost 1 second gap to Newton Tanona, as he might not get the DR, and Newton is a happy man about that. Matt, no DR, Newton Tanona is happy about it. That is so unfortunate for Max Verstappen for being blocked by the Alpine. I don't know who it is. I think it's Borton actor or something, but that shot but we're now coming to the end of lap 13 with slow on the soft tire. It's just pity and it just made the contact with 12-4 got a broken wing, just not good enough as it now made the move on the outside on the glass, overtaking 12-4 with the tour of warning for his season track limit, and it now penny down to Hadjar. On the inside of him, it made the move. Oh wow, what a move from Lance Slow. But now in lap 32, we're chasing after Ollie Behrman. Slow, who of course made the two soft strategy. There's no chance for a dip batting point, unfortunately, so it's a major move on Ollie Behrman on the last one to get a lot top, but it's still mad at the jet deal on Ollie Behrman to then make the contact. I think so, but it doesn't matter. He don't do, and in lap 30, we go into lap 34. Slow major move on Dumont. Dumont top the top. Slow on the outside now to the major move on Jack Dumont. Now the outside. A clear overtake. The Slow, he went a little bit deep there. He went a little bit deep, but Dumont now trying to get the DR. He might attempt an overtake on Lance Slow, but Slow is chasing after Alex Dalbon, and Slow just moved the track. That is the leader. Slow, stop doing what you're doing. That is danger. A dangerous move from Lance Slow. It doesn't matter. He's unhappy. That is what's going on. Slow. He's unhappy with what's happening with the car. I don't know if he made the contact with Dumont. I hope he hasn't, because that would look really, really bad. Even though it all doesn't look bad from what he did. That bad one for Slow. I think Dan John, we are not keeping him because that would be bad if it repeated that next season. But now it's starting final lap for Carlos Sainz, the man who will be seen as the hero for keeping Ferrari in a title contender, and his chance attack in the second place with 9 attempts is not close enough to get the move done. Carlos Sainz living amazing. Like, we should applaud Carlos Sainz for a fantastic love, and Jack Lee again a fantastic love for himself. Is in 3rd place, which is what they needed. They needed job of podium to keep their self in the Ferrari World Championship contender. Again, for Mercedes for the construction, and at the end in 4th place. If at the end don't know what, that would be very good help, but I don't think that's going to happen, even though Newton Canona is actually taxed up. But we can see Matt Verstappen is 4.5 seconds behind Newton. What has happened to Matt, and what to pay for Newton Canona? But let's stop talking about that and focus onto the top 2, because Carlos Sainz, the saviour, the Jesus, the hero for Ferrari, took the line and win the Brazil Grand Prix with Charles Leclerc, Sutton and Gasly in 3rd place, with Attiali in 4th. The Construction Championship is not done. It's still going to be another race to go. The final race of the season, Abu Dhabi, the title showdown between Mercedes and Ferrari as Slow is now ready to the line, and he's not finished in the point. He is miserable with what happened. It's just, I don't even understand it. Honestly, it's really bad having this problem right now, especially when we had a fantastic start to the season. Now it's just done really bad, unfortunately.
Here's the checkered flag, and here's our race winner today. What a smooth operation it was for Carlos Sainz.
Well, it all came good in the end for them, but it wasn't an easy start. Not the most straightforward of days, but I think it shows great strength in an athlete as a driver when you can overcome a day like this and walk away still with a victory.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. But there can only be 1 winner, and that winner today is Carlos Sainz. The top step awaits.
Well done to Carlos Sainz Jr. And he's just living one of the best right now, but that will give him a chance to help Ferrari for their lead, along with Gasly as well. But of course, Charles has already won the World Championship in La Dapato, and we can see a 43 point gap. That basically means just 1 point played for, because I do believe if it's tied on to 44 points, Mercedes will automatically win, because of how much win they've gotten this season, but it's 43 point, which means Mercedes only needs to finish P10, and then that would give them the Construction Championship. Any higher than that, it's lost deal for Mercedes, so therefore what Ferrari might need to do is a dirty play that taking out both Mercedes, but that's probably not going to happen anyway, but hopefully it doesn't happen like that. But let's see what Abu Dhabi Grand Prix will be like at it now, the season finale of season 2, and I'll see you in the next episode. Then if you're watching, please like and dislike my video, do what I appreciate it, and peace out.